Hey, welcome back to my channel. If you're returning, if you're new here, welcome. We appreciate you stopping by. As always, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe if this is the type of content that you are interested in. You already know, I am Don D with Uptown Exotics, and this week I'm introducing you to Versace. He's my second snake. Versace is a blackhead mystic ghost. So he was my first banger, as we called him. Paisley is a banger too, but we didn't know it was a banger until a little later. We knew Versace was a banger right out the gate. But before we get started, let's give a shout out to Jeremy Warfel and Warfel's Morphs. Jeremy's on that Exantic game. Not too into it, Exantic. I like them, but I prefer color. If it's not obvious. So I like the more colorful snakes. So shout out to Jeremy. Make sure you check him out. He has a podcast on Sunday nights, I believe at 8 or 9. I can't remember the exact time, but somewhere around there. It's on YouTube. So check him out. But let's get into Versace. Again, I want to read information on notes because I've only been doing this for a little over a year, so I'm still learning. Blackhead, the head of a blackhead ball python is dominated by an extremely dark coloration with little to no head stamp. The body expresses thick, dark banding and a bright gold dorsal. The belly is usually clean, bright white, which Versace is. And the tail follows the coloration of the rest of the body. Mystic, the other gene, we thought he was Mojave, but as he got older, it turned out he was more Mystic. The two can be confused sometimes. But Mystic is an incomplete dominant, as well as Blackhead. The head of Mystic is usually covered by light brown color with very little, if any, spot of blushing. The body usually displays small amounts of blushing along its black or dark brown body, which is made up for by bright contrasting flames that come up from between the light yellow alien heads. The alien heads themselves are usually more triangular than that of a normal ball python, with the majority tending to have singular eyes or keyholes. The mystic tail usually expresses very little blushing as it follows the coloration of the rest of the body. And then the third gene that he carries is Ghost, which is a recessive, or it's also known as hypomelanistic, or we just refer to it as hypo. The head tends to be a variation of light faded yellow and off grays and black. Let's try that again. The head tends to be a variation of light faded yellows and off grays or blacks. The body usually starts out with bright yellow coloration of the alien heads that fade with age, giving it a constant look of shedding. Patterns in combos are usually much cleaner when hypo is in the mix. The tail is usually dominated by heavy blushing between the faded alien heads and dorsal stripe. So those are the three genes that he carries. But let's, we talked about them. We do this. I can talk. I'll talk to you all day long. But we talked about them. Let's go get them so you can officially meet Versace. All right, kids, this is Versace. He was sleeping. I woke him. And I forgot to apologize for the glare. I didn't feel like putting my contacts in. And it's a little warm. Summer decided to reappear for the last couple of weeks of official summer. So it's a little warm here in Pennsylvania this week. But you're doing well, aren't you, Versace? So I know some of you might be thinking, if you caught my last video, that I mentioned that I name all of my pets. All of my pets' names have some type of reference to Prince. And he's Versace. What does Versace have to do with Prince? Well, quite a bit. Prince wore a lot of Versace. One of my favorite outfits was, I think it was 1991, 92, VH1 fashion show or something like that. And he wore this really awesome red suit. It was red suit with white shirt. That was made by Versace. That was one of my favorite Versace outfits. But yeah, Prince wore a lot of Versace. Prince was very close with Donatella Versace. So much so that he would gift her unreleased music. And recently, I think last year, the year before, she had a fashion show where all of the music was unreleased, unreleased stuff that Prince had sent to her. So I think that's pretty cool that she uses his music for that. But this is Versace, my second snake. I actually picked him out the day that I brought Paisley home. The idea, my original plan, was to have a purple snake. I wanted, purple Prince, purple. You get it. I wanted a purple snake, and when I picked him out, he looked very purple. I think his mother was a mystic potion. So, as he got older, he started to get darker. As you can see, he's a little darker. But as he got older, he got darker, and I also got him from Triforce Morphs as well. So shout out to Triforce Morphs. But Christine messaged me and sent me a picture and said, "Your boy's getting darker. Do you still want him?" They still had another litter mate, or clutch mate rather, sorry, that stayed a little lighter. But when I saw how dark he was getting and how cool he looked, I had to stick with him. I had to stick with him. He's so awesome, and the way the ghost works with that black head and the mystic is just, it really caught my eye. So he's one of my favorites for looks and personality wise. He's just really cool. He's really cool to hang out with. Him and Paisley I handled a lot more than the others that I have. I had more time since I only had two. But yeah, they got handled a lot, so they're a lot more tolerant of handling and more tolerant of the of the phone too. But he is my second guy, and I'm hoping to make some mystic potions with him. We'll see. I have to make my own purple snake, I guess, since he didn't turn out to be purple, but he'll make me some purple snakes. But this is Versace. Thank you so much for tuning in. Did I show you the belly? Look at that belly. Look at that belly. It's nice and white. So white. So pretty. He's so awesome. But yes, thank you for tuning in. Again, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think of Versace. And as I asked for last week, what for the breeders out there, what would you breed to him? I know what I'm planning on breeding to him. And that you might find out later on in the week, or maybe next week, or we'll see how that works out. But yeah, let me know what you would breed to him. again, he is a blackhead mystic ghost. He was sold to me as a ghost, so that's what we'll go with. Not hypo. So blackhead mystic ghost. But this is Versace. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you all words. Words, they're good to use. Hope you all have a good rest of your week. Thanks for tuning in.